Now then, crew, and welcome back to the Andy Mechanic YouTube channel and another video in the series of testing all the sensors and actuators and their respective circuits on a 2019 Honda TRX500, the bike just behind me. I've had it in the workshop for a few days. I've diagnosed that it requires a new ECU. The bike won't start at the moment. It's not triggering the injector. So I thought, well, while it's here, let's go through each of the sensors and actuators and do some testing, make sure I've not missed anything, but also to put together a suite of videos to help you, the viewers, if you have a Honda ATV, and I think these tests will apply also to the 420 model and a range of years as well. Basically any of the Honda ATVs that are fuel injected and also other Japanese brands as well, because they all work in a very similar way. The only difference really will be the color codes for the wiring in the main. Okay, so in this video we're on to the actuators now. We're going to check that the ECU has control of the fuel pump. There's a fuel pump relay in the circuit, so we're going to start testing from there. Okay, are you ready? Right, roll the intro. Used.
You don't paint something without warping.
Honestly. Okie dokie, right, wiring diagram time. So there is a fuel pump relay, like I said earlier on, and it is just there, look. Okay, so we've got, obviously inside the relay, the little trigger winding, and that is grounded by the grey wire with the red tracer. And we've also got a black wire with a white tracer, which is our 12 volts power in, and that comes from the engine stop switch. So with the engine stop switch closed, i.e. engine to run, we should see 12 volts at the relay on that black wire with a red tracer. Now we need to find out where the fuel pump relay is on the bike. So I did find in the manual, what page are we on? Page 42. Here we go. There we go. Right, so this tells us where all the relays are located, or most of them. And the fuel pump relay is the second one in from the right. Perfect. Now, these 6 relays are located in this plastic trough just behind the fuel tank. There's a plastic cover on here, and I've taken them out just for ease of access. There's some little clips that you can pop back. Once you've made all this nice and loose, you can do that. And the relay we want on this particular bike is this black one here, and they all sit basically like that in the box. So second one in from the right. Right, first job is we need to disconnect the relay, take it out, because we've got a winding in there, so we need the wire to be isolated to do the test. There we go. Now, for testing the power feed, the 12 volt feed side of the trigger circuit, we can use a reasonably large test light. I've got a 21 watt bulb here. That'll draw just under 2 amps, and that'll make sure that there's plenty, the wiring is in really good condition from further back stream, as we saw on the wiring diagram, to the relay. We can't use the same test light when testing the ground side of the circuit though, because that's a switch. It's been grounded by the ECU, so we'd need to use a normal small test light for that side of the relay. Okay, test light bulb is connected to battery negative, so when we put this probe onto the black wire white tracer with the ignition turned on, we should get the test light lighting up. Right, so we'll probe it in first. There we go, that should work. Right, ignition going on. There we go, nice and bright, and you can give the wiring a bit of a wiggle while it's in there, just to make sure that there's no breaks in this section. But that's a pass. Excellent. So the ground side of the circuit going back to the ECU is the grey wire with the red tracer just in there. Look, it's bang opposite the black with the white. Now we're on the small test light for this. Like I said earlier on, don't use the large test light. We'll pop it down there. When I turn the ignition on, we should see the test light light. This test light is now connected to battery positive. So ignition going on. There we go. And it goes out, because that's the ECU only primes the fuel pump for a couple of seconds. And if the engine's not started or attempts to be started, then the fuel pump will remain dormant. Now, if I press the start button on the bike, we should see that illuminate again. There we go. Perfect. That's a pass. So going back to the wiring diagram, the trigger side of the circuit is good. We've got power supply coming in on the black wire with the white tracer, and we've got the ECU providing a ground to trigger the relay when we turn the ignition on to prime the fuel pump. Now we now need to look at the load side of the circuit, and we've got a 12-volt power feed coming in on the black with a red tracer. That should be a heavier gauge wire. And then we've got the supply going out of the relay down to the fuel pump on, looks like the brown wire. Bit hard to read on here, but I think it is brown. Okay, so that's brown with a red. If we follow it up, oh, don't do that. It gets its power from the ignition fuse. There is no dedicated fuel pump fuse on this model, which did surprise me, to be fair. So it's getting its power through the ignition fuse. It bridges in there, look, and down here, which supplies that relay. Okay, so let's, with the fuel pump relay removed, let's go and check that we've got power on that brown with a red tracer, and we can use the large test light again for that. Okay, large test lights engaged again. Obviously we're checking a power feed, so we're on, the test light is on battery negative. Now I did say earlier on it was a brown wire with a red tracer. It's not. I misread the diagram. It's a black wire with a red tracer. So I'll pop the test light down there, the probe. And if I turn the ignition on, we should see that bulb light up really bright. It does. That's excellent. And it'll stay on permanently. Perfect. Okay, so we know that there's a good power feed coming to the load side of the circuit on the fuel pump relay. Only one more wire to test, and that's the brown wire here, which then runs up to the fuel pump. Okay, so now we need to put the relay in to make sure it's switching and providing a feed to that. Now I've disconnected the fuel pump for this particular test, so you won't hear it run. Okay, we'll pop the relay back in. There we go. Click, click. Perfect. Right, so on the brown wire, which is the output of the load side of the circuit, if I turn the ignition on again now, providing that relay is working, that should energize. It should go bright. Fantastic. Now, of course, it goes off again because, remember I said earlier on the trigger side of the circuit, it only primes the fuel pump, and then if the engine isn't started, the fuel pump remains dormant. If I press the start button, of course it re-energizes the relay for a few seconds. But as soon as the engine starts and the ECU senses the engine running, it will then run the fuel pump permanently. Excellent. Okay, well, that's all a pass. Very happy with that. Okay, now we next need to check that the brown wire that runs from the relay on the load side up to the fuel pump connector is intact. It's not open circuit somewhere. So what we can do is we can put the probe up the top end and do exactly the same test. Here we go. Right, this is the other end of that brown wire is in this plug. This is the plug that goes onto the fuel pump itself. And there's a little cap over the top, so we need to remove that. Just undo the clips. This is the last one, I think. There we go. And we'll see that brown wire just there. Okay, so if we get our test light again, get the probe. Very useful little back probes out of my scope of these. Pop that down there. Now I could go in from the front, but I don't want to damage the connector. So I think we're all the way down. And now when I turn the ignition on, again the bulb should light bright. There we go, a couple of seconds, it should go out. Press the start button. re-energizes the pump. Perfect. So again, that's a pass as regards the test light. Okay, now we do also want to check that the wire has good contact with the connector itself inside the plug. Now, I said don't insert your probe into the front connector because you can splay them open. But if I just rest it on I can see the metal there, look, I just rest it on the metal. I'm not actually going into the connector. Turn the ignition on. There we go. So we know that the connection within the plug is also good. Perfect. Right, back to the bench. Now, there is one more part to the external circuit on this fuel pump system on the bike, and that is the ground side of the circuit between the fuel pump and battery negative. So we need to check that. So we've got the fuel pump, and we've just tested the brown wire between the relay, which is the power feed from the relay to the fuel pump, and we've got a green wire that comes out of the same connector, which then goes down to ground. So we can use our large test light for this because a fuel pump does draw a fair bit of current. And we can put the test light onto battery positive so that when we test that, the bulb should light when it sees a good ground. Okie dokie, right, there is our plug again, and next to the brown wire is the green, which is the earth side of the circuit. So we'll just back probe into there, and as it makes contact, you should see the bulb light up. There we go, excellent. And again, we can do the same thing and just test the actual connector within the plug, just touching the metal again inside. Perfect, we know that the wire's got good contact inside the plug. Wonderful, so all the external wiring, the relay, it's all working correctly on this bike. But you're probably only watching this video if your fuel pump isn't running. So we need to make sure that the motor itself has got continuity through the 12 volt wire in the brown wire going into the fuel pump, round through the brushes, round the armature, out through the other brush, and back out to the ground. An easy test, but we need to use a multimeter for that. And we can put the multimeter either on resistance or continuity. And we'll do this at the actual pins on top of the fuel pump. So this is the connector again for the fuel pump, and we can see the brown wire, that's the power in, and the green wire, which is the ground. So we know which two pins to test on the actual fuel pump. That's the two nearest to us. So we'll get rid of the plug, we'll just mark those. So it's those two pins just down there we need to get the probes on. Okay, not the easiest one to probe from where I've got the bike. It's up on the hoist. I should really lower the hoist down, but I'm going to put a clip on one of those pins, and we'll just connect that to one of the probes on the tester. And then that way I've only got to basically try and guide one in. I don't want the two probes to be touching themselves because that'll give us a false reading. Okay, so the meter is on beep beep. Quick test. So now I'm just going to go in with the one probe and make contact with the other pin. There we go. Excellent. That's a pass. Just incidentally, one of the most common problems with fuel pumps on ATVs and side-by-sides is eventually the brushes do wear out and then they don't make contact anymore with the commutator in the motor, so you get open circuit and hence the fuel pump doesn't work. So we have checked all of the wiring, we've checked the relay within the wiring, and we've checked the internal circuit within the actual fuel pump. On this particular bike, it doesn't have a fuel pump fault, but if you go through that process, it should help you to identify any problems that you have within the fuel pump circuit. Now, if your fuel pump still isn't running, and the circuit checks out fine, the relay checks out fine, it's doing everything it should do, and the internal continuity inside the fuel pump is good as well, then you've got to consider, hey, maybe the ECU doesn't want the fuel pump to run. Maybe it's a commanded no run. Remember, the ECU gives that relay on the trigger side the ground to activate the relay, and it'll only do that when it's happy. So things such as the rollover sensor, or as Honda called it, the bank angle sensor, if that's faulty or there's a break in one of the wires, that can prevent the ECU from deciding, hey, yeah, I want the fuel pump to run. So if all of it checks out, start to look elsewhere. Look at the input signals into the ECU. Which ones would potentially cause the ECU to think, I don't want the bike to run? You know, I mean, it depends on the logic that Honda have used or the manufacturer. It could be if the engine's too hot, you know, if it's an overheat situation, they might have programmed the ECU to say, hey, we don't want the engine to start if it's too hot. We don't want the engine to start if it's upside down, the rollover sensor's been triggered, you know, that kind of stuff. Okay, crew, well, that covers everything on this short video. If you found it helpful, why not consider subscribing to the channel? It's free, there's no obligation. You can ring the bell, and that way YouTube will notify you when any new videos hit the channel. You'll also find me on Facebook and Instagram, so you can follow along there. There's posts that go on there for work that we do in the workshop that doesn't end up being a video on the YouTube channel. If you want to support the channel, you can do that through Patreon or PayPal. If it's PayPal, please don't send it as a donation, just a payment, please, and use the email address on the screen right now. You can help support the channel in other ways too. You could share this video or any of the other 1,000+ videos on the channel on your social media. If you're a member of a forum, maybe an ATV forum or something like that, then maybe some of the members might find this video helpful too. You could also send me something if you like, be it just a letter to say, hi Andy, how's it going? Thanks for the videos, or whatever. You know, I've got a problem, can you help me? You can email me, or you can send me a hard copy, you know, the old school, old-fashioned kind of letters, or a parcel, and you can send that to my PO box address, which is on the screen right now. And you'll no doubt get a shout out in the future, one of the live streams. Okay, crew, I've got to crack on with the next test. See you next time. Cheers, over and out.
Hey guys, Tool Girl Holly here. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. See you next time.
And we get the flip up again.
Oh!
Ha ha ha!